Good day. I just wanted to talk about the two videos that Ayub Qassim had input onto the Central Club podcast that I was talking about earlier. So I'll break them down a little bit with you, see what you think. Also, I would like to confirm some information that it was indeed Brandon. That was the third party who was with Jay and Ayub that time and Rocky. So step in to the murky, murderous world of Aldon's reviews and true crime. Let's get straight to it. Let's look at the first video. First video is Jay. Clearly it is Jay dancing on the dance floor at the nightclub. I'm not sure what date this is. How can we confirm? Can we have the video? Can we see a time stamp of the day? So we see him with his camera, his phone camera, taking videos. Now, it looks to be from this video that he loves that camera. We all do really, don't we? We like our phones. We take pictures and videos, especially when we're on holidays. Big holidays, nice holidays, exciting holidays with friends, which he was doing. So why was his phone collected, and it was only found that he had one photograph, the dodgy photograph with the blanket and the small trainer feet, kind of this angle, taking a picture like this, he was in a selfie like this. First selfie I've known, an awkward selfie like that, with all the scenery, and they were said to like all the views, outdoor people. Come on. Only one photograph. He was taking videos and pictures throughout his stay in Tenerife. That's what he was doing. So where have they all gone? The phone was wiped. Have the police done anything at all about it? Anything? Don't they watch YouTube? Don't they watch social media? It is a source of information, isn't it? For the authorities. So why? It just is so frustrating, isn't it? Why aren't you watching it? It's supposed to be a big inquest in January. January, for some reason, there should have been one in June at the time, when you had TV detectives going to do the work for you. But, I mean, a 180 turn on that work that he did. Put out all sorts of information. Mark Williams Thomas put out strange information and then turned and said, no, Jay just fell off a cliff. You don't fall off a cliff in broad daylight. I don't care how peed you are. You don't do it. You just don't walk off the top of a cliff and break numerous bones. His body was planted. His body was planted at that time when England were playing in the final, or around that time, not in the morning at 11 o'clock when they said, no, the night before. So we know it's dodgy. We've already said, Ayub, your information is dodgy, but I understood that because you're doing what you're doing and you're not going to incriminate yourself, are you? You're not going to do jail time and say, I was doing this. And then you've admitted it. You're not going to do that. Even if it leads to somebody doing a dirty deed, let's just say murder. Let's just say murder. Murder Jay. Whether it is manslaughter or murder, whether it was meant to be or as an accident, already established that it wasn't you, Ayub. It wasn't you. So you were being defensive on that video, saying it wasn't you. It wasn't me, and then the wishy-washy body language and everything else. You were up to what you normally were up to, which I understand. We don't have to obey the law. We've got our own laws and morals. So if we want to do a bit of dealing or something or whatever it was, that's what happened. You weren't this big adventure, outdoor adventure man. Otherwise, it would be in your past, on your social media, everywhere. Quad biking and mountain views. You went out there for the mountain views. All the ex-crims. Notice I said ex. Didn't even say that you were active. Come on. LK, Stabber, Rocky. You're going out there for the clubs and the strip and the big nasty clubs and the music and everything and that scene. You weren't going there as hikers to see the views, as you said. I know you were wearing that like Australian type hat. Was that to say you're outdoor type? I'm not taking the mickey, honestly. If you do want to talk, you know I'm level-headed. You can talk. The others might plough you to death. I won't plough you to death, honestly. I do respect you in some ways, but can't expect it. Can you expect Ayub to just tell the truth? He said, yeah, I was doing a few deals here, and he's not going to do that because he's going to incriminate himself with the Guardia and the British police. He might even still be on license. Some of them would be on license because they're ex-criminals. They'd be on license. They've got to behave themselves. One small thing, even road rage, you can be straight back inside. Trust me, you can be straight back inside. The quad biking thing, the girls, it's for the quad biking, it's for the quad biking 3 or 4 days. It was all quad biking every day. No, you weren't, you were clubbing. So you might have smoked a little bit of weed while you were driving, which is naughty, but you can probably handle it. It's probably just like a cigarette. You're so used to it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't take smoke at all, weed at all. Another story. Anyway, the second video. Outside the Airbnb, there's a red car. The red car's normally parked there outside the Airbnb. We don't know what day it is. The car isn't white. I don't think it is anyway, from the video, unless it's a trick of the light. So you've got Rocky there. For some reason his face is not shown. I don't know why. We all know who he is anyway. So why wasn't it shown? If you've got nothing to hide, you're reluctant to give names. You're reluctant to give, oh, my mate used to come here every year. You're reluctant to give Brandon's name. The little lad who went back with Lucy. Didn't want to say their names. If they've got nothing to hide, why? The youngsters. Anyway, I want to get back into the video. Right, the video outside the car. Listen to it carefully.
Two bottles there. Look at that one. Headshot. It looks like someone done a hit. Through the window. Two bottles there. Look at that one. Headshot. It looks like someone done a hit. Through the window.
That's not two voices. That's not two voices. That's three voices. You should, the first voice, which is a swearing bit, that's said to be Jay, that accent. Second voice is yourself saying he's been shot through the window, hitman been shot through the window. Looks like he's been shot through the window. And there is a third voice. A third voice. Can anybody make out if there's an accent to the voice? It's definitely a different voice. And then there's a little chip in. And it's not either of those first voices. It's a third voice. There are definitely three people. There are three people. What is wrong with saying Brandon was there or Brad was there? I don't understand. What has Brandon got to hide? So, they've all got criminal records, I take it. So, I'm not saying that they're involved now, but there is a higher possibility of that mentality. Let me tell you, prison is like, some prisons, a lot of prisons like a community. And when you grow up as you leave that community, if you were there for a long time, look at Darren, young Darren. Young Darren, he's younger than me, Darren G. Look at him. You kind of get institutionalized for a long period of time, and you come out as a youngster. You went in as a youngster, you come out as a youngster, because you've got to have that sort of schoolboy, schoolyard mentality as yourself. I'm sorry to say, you're 30 something, you're hanging around with 19-year-olds. You said you wanted to go quad biking with two gals, was it from Manchester or up north somewhere, and you wanted to introduce them to the trails or something. This is your cover story. Nobody believes it because it's just bizarre. It's like saying, oh, I went to Tenerife for the drugs. I like taking drugs. Far from the truth. Far from I'll go out for the outdoors. If you look at any of my history, I'll go out for the outdoors. I'm running, triathlon, all that sort of thing, outdoors, hiking. But Mount Etna, you're going to take the girls of Mount Etna like a mountain? What?
Game over.
So, first we've heard of the girls. Do you have the girls' names? If they've got nothing to hide, just come out. So the girls need interviewing, yeah? So whether it's by the police or whether it's by us, it's better, isn't it? So we do a thorough job anyway. So let's get those girls interviewed. Let's see all the videos of your past outdoor life and this quad biking life that you had. That's why you stayed at the Airbnb. Not really, come on, it was a stash house. That's where you stash things in order to give them out. Jay went back with Brandon to get something probably for themselves. I don't think they were muling or doing anything else. It was probably for themselves. That's where your stash was. That's where you had to clean the Airbnb to get rid of that stash. You had to do a cleaning job. I don't want to go into the body cleaner or anything else. I'm just going into that was your stash house. That was it. It was away from the action, away from the strip. You booked it in a different name. You even said at the time with Rocky, when you did your previous videos, you said, oh, we're from the street, man. We book in different names, we do, and all this. But you cut that out on the last video, which I respect. Yeah, cut that out. You're 30 something, You're not 19 with a 19-year-old. So you hang about with the 19-year-olds. You said you didn't want to hit on the girls. Fair enough, you didn't want to hit on the girls. Let me tell you that when you come at that club, you said you were waiting for a girl in the video. You said you were waiting for a girl to finish work or something. So then that girl, who is she? And she needs to be interviewed too. Maybe she come with you. Maybe you're protecting her as well as, I don't know. But she needs to be interviewed. Said you weren't interested in you are interested in girls. Anyone, even in your 30s, you'd be interested in girls you go on holiday, especially if you are single. So Rocky was asleep. Romeo Rocky was asleep, so you couldn't pull the girls with Rocky. So anyway, you left that, and then you went back with Brandon, Jay, and Rocky. Let's say, if you did make it to the Airbnb, and if it was that night. So it's just bizarre going out for the views. I'm not changing my story about the respect and everything else. Great that you turned up. Need to talk more. So who do you want to talk to? Do you want to talk to Wax? He's pretty good, but he doesn't hold back. So he's Wax Unfiltered. He doesn't hold back in his podcasts or interviews, would he? So yeah, just pick one of the others. I don't mind having a chat with you. I don't mind. If you do a live, then we can read off questions that are popping up. They're going to be thick and fast, but then everybody's happy. But really, you need to interview everyone else involved, all the names. We need to interview. Friendly interrogate these people and these new names, these girls, new names. You're not going to incriminate yourself, though, are you? Really, that's the catch-22. So you're not going to incriminate. You almost need, I think, even if something is written down by the authorities to say you will not get done if you admit what you've done, because if the killer is caught by you spilling the beans, and that makes you an informer. You're not going to have that. I know you're not going to have that. It's just so difficult, isn't it? This case is so tricky to get justice for Jay, who wasn't an angel. He wasn't an angel. But did he deserve to be murdered? We're asking for people, come on, come forward with a conscience. Talk about it. If you can get something written down that says that you won't be held accountable for what you're playing at, and you've changed your ways or what have you, anyone in their right mind would be stupid to go back to Tenerife and do what they were doing before, or any of the islands. There must be eyes. Unless they're all stupid, the hills must have eyes. The authority hills must have eyes. Unless the police just don't want to know. It's scary nowadays. Scary what the authorities are up to or not up to. At least in the old days, there are ways of doing things, and it wasn't kind of by the book, but you could get your man or woman or non-binary, whatever it is nowadays. Thank you. Frustrating little video for me. And remember, don't have any nasty dreams. Thank you.
Yo, 2 bottles there. Look at that one. Headshot. He looks like someone done a hit. Through the window.